guys, welcome back to another episode of Resiliency podcast. We got my man Kenneth Shirley in the building tonight, man. So thankful to have you. How you feeling?
Good, man. Just woke up. How about you?
Man, I'm feeling good as well, man. Just, thankful for you to be here, man.
Thank you for having me.
Man.
Appreciate it. Shout out Tempe. I think it's the first podcast I've ever done in Tempe. I've done one in like Australia and all these other countries. This is the first one in the homeland, so very thankful.
Man, and it's real that you say that because, that's what a lot of people have been saying. Like, Arizona don't really got nobody doing podcasting and things, so it feel good to be at home with it. So
yeah, Arizona, I don't know. There's like not really anything popping as far as like podcasts. So it feels good that you representing and doing good stuff. So being very, very thankful to be on this.
I appreciate that, man. And then a lot of people don't know, man. Like I've known Kenneth since 6th grade. Like we went to KMS together, man. So
shout out them Scorpions, man.
Right, man.
Shout out the teachers though. I don't know. Did you have which team were you on? You remember how you had like little like
man? It was like a different team every year. It was like 6A, 7A, 7B. So I don't remember. But
who's your favorite teacher?
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Who was cool?
Bro, we had so many that I don't even I remember Mrs. Shelton.
Oh, he was dope.
No, Mrs. Shelton, like the science teacher. I remember Mrs. Templeton.
Oh, dude, Miss Templeton was
the facts, the cooking teacher.
Dude, I used to munch like crazy in that. Dude, I still remember how to make coffee cakes from that girl. Shout out Miss Templeton, man.
He don't want no smoke with Miss Templeton.
Yo, Miss Templeton's dope. She was cool, man.
Miss Pam at the front office, hey, that was my lady right there. You had Officer Scott, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was like filming. I remember I got in trouble in middle school for like filming fights. I had that was when cell phones first started coming out. You remember when everybody started getting their Motorola Razors for the first time? And videos were like a thing. So I remember recording fights. And then somebody was like, yo, Kenneth has videos of someone fighting. So I got like escorted out of my class by Officer Scott. I had to talk to Miss Poole, and they were like, hey, can we see your phone, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's my property. And we had me and Miss Poole went back and forth, basically. She was trying to suspend me from all that.
And then, man, you speak on filming, man. Talk about that, man, because, you end up going to ASU to do filming,
that's
man.
Crazy.
So,
if anything, KMS and filming those fights was like the genesis of my film career, because that's kind of where I was like, yo, this is dope.
Right. So that's pretty cool, man. Talk about, what led you into that decision, I'm going to go to school for filming and wanting to take that role.
I've always liked making videos and stuff. And I remember when you could start using iMovie and all those like basic editing softwares.
Right.
We grew up in the age where like YouTube was like starting to be available and all that. So I started like filming videos and just like uploading them to YouTube of like my native dancing. And like I would see the videos get like to 250,000 views and all these crazy numbers. And that's kind of was like, oh, I could do something with this. Then I started getting tapped into with storytelling and being able to like write an idea down and like execute it to the highest degree of what you see in your head. And I started like getting more connected with my friends that were doing it for a living. And I see shout out my friend Sterling. He does all the videos for like the Black Eyed Peas, and they fly him to like Europe and fly him to like different parts of the world. And he's like their videographer, and he gets paid like a fat salary. And he's like the same age as me and you. So I kind of was like motivation to be like, okay, you can definitely do this, and there's a lane for this, and you could be able to do anything, whether it's, stuff for like podcasts or going filming music videos or being like a documentary filmmaker. It just depends. There's so many opportunities with filming. So that's why I wanted to like dive into that for a career.
And then you mentioned like opportunities, right? So like what can we expect from you like coming up? Like, is there anything like big coming up? Cause like you said, like, as you mentioned, right? Like it's podcasts and it's recording videos. Like it's so many things that you can do, so many opportunities that like, do you have any coming up as far as like with the filming and producing?
Yeah, we got hit up by Netflix. They reached out to us after we got done doing that television show World of Dance, and so they're gonna be working on like a kids animation show where it's like a Native American, basically kind of like a Paw Patrol. I know you have kids, so you probably know what Paw Patrol is. So it's basically like a native version of Paw Patrol. So they asked us to like be voiceovers, so might be doing a little bit of voice acting and stuff like that. And then one of my boys went out to Sweden like yesterday, so he's he's over there acting and doing some like stuff for a movie.
Right.
So yeah, he's gonna be going over there. Well, he's there right now. Actually, I think they're filming tomorrow, and then he's gonna be coming back, and then. Yeah, next year we're gonna be doing like a little tour with World of Dance, going to like different parts of the world and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think we're good. That's all gonna be like documented with filming and shit.
That's awesome, man. And then like, that's dope too that you're starting something, you know, for the natives as well, because you know my kids are native. You know what I'm saying? So you know, shout out to all my natives out there, right? Like, so I think this is pretty dope, man. You know what I mean? And
Definitely.
And then you know. Not only do you have, you know, the filming and producing, man, but you also, you know, founded Indigenous Enterprise, man. Talk to me about that and what that mean and how'd you come up with that?
Oh yeah, it was like this like small idea with me and my friends when we were like, because I would get offered to, you know, perform at schools and like elementary schools,
Right.
and I like got to the point where I was making a lot of money, and my mom was like, "Yo, you're kind of like fucking up your taxes by putting it all under your name," because I was like hiring people to come with me.
Right.
So that was when she was kind of like, "You should make a company and get your own tax ID and do it like the right way." So
Right.
I got a brand in 2015 just to perform for like schools.
Right.
And then from there, it just grew organically where we performed there and that person knew somebody. And
Right.
then from that festival,
That's
they
real.
knew somebody. And then from there, they posted our video. And then we got reached out to by Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. And then it just was like a snowball effect of all these like crazy opportunities that we didn't even plan. So it was just
Right.
kind of just like one of those things where, you know, we perform and then all of a sudden we get like inbox for people to come over to like the Sydney Opera House in Australia, and we didn't even like plan it. It was just like organically
Right.
yeah, we would just be meeting different people from just our dancing, and
Right.
then from there in 2016 we wanted to kind of expand on it so we wouldn't just be known as like a dance troupe. So we started making clothes under the same name.
Right.
And we started producing videos, and it was just one of those things where it just wanted to be like a hub, kind of like a,
Right.
you know, like kind of like Lyrical Lemonade, where they like make videos and clothes and do festivals and stuff
Right.
like that. We wanted it to kind of be like that. So it's been going on, man. We're about to be turning 5 years old.
Wow.
This was supposed to be the dope year. We were going to get mad opportunities, but all that shit got put on pause for, you know, the Rona.
Right. Man, that stopped a lot right there, didn't it?
Yeah, dude. That stopped the
Man.
bag quickly.
Right, man. But still gotta find a way to get to it. And then, man, like, ain't it so crazy, man? Like you said, like everything happened organically, right? Like y'all just started doing this dance, going here, going there. Like, not really, you know, I'm sure y'all had aspirations and big goals and things, but like, you know, I'm sure you probably had no idea on like, you know, how far it was gonna actually take you to like now. You traveling around the world, right? Going to different countries to show people this dance. Like you started from just going to elementary schools to now you going around the country, man. Like I think that's big. And like, you know, mind you, like,
Thank you, man.
very, very inspirational, man. And then like, tell me what it's like to, because, you know, I watched the video and like, all of you guys are from different tribes, man. Tell me what it's like to, you know, like represent yours and like what it means to your people, man, because I think that's huge, you know, like, I know me being a, you know, African-American, you know, I want to help everyone too, but I also want to touch and reach those in my community as well, you know, give something to where, you know, they can be proud to be, you know, African-American and something they can, you know, go on with.
Absolutely, man. Feels good. You know, it like doesn't really hit me until like, you know, when I go out of the country, and like here in Arizona, we're so embedded with like indigenous culture.
Right.
With like, you know, we went to school, you would see natives, you
Right.
drive on the 202 freeway, you see our native artwork.
Right.
You know, there's a Native American presence here in like Arizona.
Right.
But when I went to like Australia, they, you know, don't know anything. They think of us as like dinosaurs.
Right.
You know what I mean? They,
Right.
like, they think we like gone extinct. And so when we're
Right.
like out there performing, it's like crazy because they'll be like, yo, you're the first Native American I've ever seen ever. And they like, you know,
Wow.
and all they know about indigenous people is like from what they've gone through Hollywood movies like Pocahontas. and,
Right.
like,
So they
Peter
don't really
Pan.
know. Right.
They don't know shit, bro. So they be asking like, "Yo, y'all still live in teepees?" You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, like they really do.
Right.
And they're not even like being like sarcastic. They're
For real.
like dead ass. So it's just really powerful for us to go over there and represent. That way, it'll break all the stereotypes of what they see from like here on out for the rest of their lives. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, I know what a real Native American looks like. I know that they are young and educated and all have like
Right.
college degrees, and you know what I mean. It'll like give a
Right.
positive perception to them,
Right.
and so I feel like that's really powerful to be able to represent, to be able to show like that side of it, because I know here in Arizona we kind of don't really think about that just because
Right.
it's just like so
It's
embedded.
it's around us so much, right? That's real. And then, you know, man, like I said, man, like what you doing is big, and like you touched on. That's what I was pretty much getting at, like that positive perspective. You know what I mean? Like showing people in my culture, like you can do this. It's not we this and we that and we this. No, we this. We got degrees. We raising families, right? We creating opportunity, man. So like I said, man, like what you doing is big. And then what tribe are you actually from?
I'm from the Navajo tribe.
Okay, you from
Yeah.
It's like cause like I don't really know all that stuff. Like, so is the Navajos like here or like is it like okay.
They have a big reservation. It kind of spans into Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado. So it's
Right.
like the biggest reservation and the biggest tribe in the world. So, but all the other members I have in my group, some of them are like Cree from like Canada.
Right.
Some of them are Hopi, and some of them are kind of from the Salt River Pima Nation. So
Right.
we have all different like indigenous communities that we like collaborate with.
And then what does that word Indigenous mean?
It just means like kind of like the people of the land, like
Okay.
the first one,
Right,
and it
right.
doesn't necessarily need to be just American. Like, and when you go to Australia, they have their own version of Indigenous people. Like,
Got you.
And even if you went to like Canada or even parts of like South America, like Brazil and all those, they were basically the people that were there before the Europeans came. So like it's kind of just like the first of the land, basically.
Got you. I definitely like that. You know what I mean? Like the first of the land, like that is like pretty dope. And then like, man, one thing you touched on is like, you know, not only are you doing filming, you traveling the world doing the dancing, but you also got the Indigenous clothing line coming, man. Talk to us about that, man. Like you've been selling clothes and things like that. I even saw baby gear on there. I'm like, that's awesome. Like that's dope, man.
Yeah, we've been doing that since like 2016. We just kind of wanted to like create some clothes that, people could wear.
Right.
That wasn't like corny, because I would always see like a lot of native brands that would kind of like be very, very like cringeworthy. So we wanted to do something that was like, everybody could rock with, and you would be able to kind of like, because we get inspired by like streetwear and stuff. So I grew up skateboarding. So I like brands like Supreme and like Palace and all those different, brands you'd see like on Fairfax. So that was kind of like the inspiration to be able to create some stuff like some streetwear inspired Indigenous clothing.
That's awesome. Like I said, man, like what you doing is, it's like crazy. And then like, man, too, because you talked about your team, like you saw like you wanted to do the filming and producing, and like you said, like you built a good team around you, man. Talk to me about that, because who you surround yourself with, plays a big role. So just talk about your team and how they impact you.
Yeah, I've been working with my nephew. Shout out Ty. He's the one that does like all the beats and stuff like that.
That's
and like
what's
he's
up.
been dancing with us. I've been like surrounded with a lot of talented people, from like musicians and different artists, and they really, really pushed me to be able to kind of be more on my like, just grind and like work hard every day. Because even with like I'd be getting inspiration from some of my friends that own like huge clothing brands. They're native, but I see them, they're just like down to earth, and it's really, really one of those things where you just kind of just see like, hard work pays off, and like they inspire me as much as like I do for them.
That's real.
So it's kind of one of those things where they give off energy by like just doing stuff, and they don't even talk about it, but you just like watch them. So it's kind of one of those things where you just like want to work hard because they're going so hard.
Right. That's real. That's real right there, man. And like I say, like ain't nothing, like having a great team around you. You know what I mean? Definitely, push you and motivate you. And then like with the clothing, man, like is there anything, like that's coming up or anything like that we should know about?
Dang, we're gonna be doing some dope. I don't know how like set in stone this is, but I met with this awesome lady. Her name's Crystal. She works for a company called United Natives, and she just became a brand ambassador for L'Oreal. the company L'Oreal. So she's gonna hit them up about doing like an event in Paris, France, like in January. So I'm gonna be going out there and doing some dancing. I'm gonna bring some clothes. So depending on like how big of an event it is and all that. So I've never done anything in Europe before. So this will be kind of like my first time like bringing some clothes and bring like the brand over there. So I'm excited about that.
Right. That's awesome, man. Like I say, man, like what you're doing is like, I mean, it's amazing, man. And like I'm just honored like to even know you. Like, you know, mind you, like, you know, Dom, I'm going with Dom, and he like, yeah, I'm about to, you know, go practice my recording session, you know, for my performance. I'm gonna keep, you know, practicing it over and over. And then, you know, he like, we going to Kenneth place. I'm like, Kenneth, like, he like, man, Kenneth Shirley, you know. And then like, I come over there and like, man, like, you know, I see the new house and, you know, see the, you know, the things you're doing, man. And then, like I say, man, it's such a blessing and, you know, just inspirational, you know what I mean? So
thank you,
it's very big. And like, I know your people proud of you, you know what I'm saying? Like that's big right there. Cause I know for you, like you say, like so around it, so like this, that like you probably in your mind like, oh, not a big deal, but you know, you touching so many lives, like, you know, around the world without even, you know what I mean, knowing that, you know what I mean? So
definitely, man. I try not to like get like too, you know, like ego. I think that's like one of those things.
Gotta stay humble, right.
Yeah, I feel I've always heard like this quote where it says like starve the ego and feed the soul, and when you do that, you get like a lot more of the blessings that come along. When you just like kind of do stuff that feeds the soul,
right? You
really will kind of know what is valuable, and kind of one of those things too. My friends would always tell me like, what is real will prosper. So like you can fake shit never lasts. So
that's real.
When you like when something's real, whether it's like you love music or film or you have a brand or something,
that's real.
When you do something for a certain amount of time and people like don't think it's a gimmick and they know that you were like being serious and real about
that's real.
That's when people kind of like start acknowledging you for whatever it is that you're doing. So it's just kind of one of those things where, you know, the fake shit will definitely fade out, but the realness will always be staying forever.
That's real. And like I say all the time, like what's genuine and pure, like that's gonna last. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like if it's not genuine and pure, if it's faking it, if you're trying to fake it, like it's not gonna last. You know what I mean? Like you can't cheat it. You know what I mean? And
yeah, dude, it's hard to fake that thing on the internet now. People be capping and doing all these extra shit, but like it's so hard to fake it in 2020. So if you just trying to be real, and people will be able to fuck with it.
That's real, and you know, like that's what I want people to see. Like when they watch this podcast, us just being genuine. You know, people can see the hard work, and I mean, like, man, you've been going for 5 years now, man. And like you said, this your 5-year anniversary, man. Like, what would you like what's some inspiration or what would you say to someone who's just starting off? Because I know one day you ain't just wake up with 20-some thousand followers, or you didn't just wake up with like, you know, 1,000 and some views, or maybe you did, but I'm sure, you know, when you first got started off with the process, man, it was probably, you know, maybe it wasn't no doubt at all, like, you know, or anything, but, you know, man, just talk about that. Like, what's something you'll say to somebody who's starting off a business? Like, what's something you would give them, some encouragement?
I just say repetition, man. I always heard repetition is the father of learning, whether it's like,
real.
You just got to repeat. Like keep doing it over and over and over again. It's like anything with life though. If you want to make beats and you repeat and you keep doing repetition, you will get good. Right. It's like skateboarding. You repeat doing tricks, you will get good. You repeat editing, you'll get good. Money, business opportunities. If you keep doing repeat and like even with music, record spins, it's all repetition. Everything is all about intelligence, all of that, everything, learning comes from repetition. So just keep repeat and keep going back and forth until you get, eventually you can do shit in your sleep and it's nothing. You can be able to like make masterful music or be able to like crush down business opportunities, crush down clothes with just repetition. It's all like just, you know, just keep going around that circle and you'll be able to master your craft. That's real. Like they say, practice make perfect. So like you saying, like if you keep doing it over and over, right? Like you said, you can do it in your sleep, right? Definitely. And I think that's, you know, important, man. And then like I said, man, you've been going for 5 years now. Like what's next, man? Because like you said, man, you got the thing coming with Netflix. Like, you know, what's your goals for like 5 more years, you know, down the line? Like where do you see yourself at? I want to be able to get more into films. So like I like wrote a short film that I was gonna direct, and then I
Right.
want to be able to take the company more into like festivals for film festivals, and we'll still be doing dancing and stuff like that. I want to like get more out there as far as like performing for different countries and all that, and we want to be able to kind of like do a lot more stuff with clothes and not just kind of just like sell it online. We want to like host events and stuff like that. So I just want to see it grow and be able to kind of get more of a like an international presence. Like we get like a lot of stuff from the US and Canada and some Australia, but I want to be able to like grow it more and be able to become bigger.
Man, that's real, man. That's some big goals right there, man. And I mean, you're definitely capable of it, man. So
yeah, man. I think it's kind of one of those things where you just got to just stop overthinking and just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, overthinking kind of like cause problems that aren't even there.
Right. It's like I tell people all the time, like, you know what I mean? It's just literally like, that's why I like that Nike slogan. Just do it. Because like, mind you, like we come up with these great plans and things like that, but like, it's like don't nobody just do it. Like they're afraid to fail. They're afraid it won't work. They're afraid they won't get support versus like, if you just do it, you never know what it can, lead to. Like you said, organically, like, you know what I mean? You started to dancing and like this, and next thing you know, like it just took off, right? And now like I see you showing your dance to Jennifer Lopez and, man, things like that. I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. And then I hear, you did the dance for Will Smith, man. Like just talk about that, man. And like being able to meet people like that, man. How was that experience, man? I know it had to be crazy.
Dude, that was crazy, man. It actually was kind of a year ago. We got hit up like a year ago from the producers of World of Dance. So we had to go to Los Angeles. I remember the date too, September 12th, 2019.
Life-changing, right? We
had to go over and we like had to crush an audition. So we danced to like a native song, and then they wanted to see something else. So we actually like made a kick-ass routine to Drake. So we had our full native regalia, and we like did a badass routine. What's that song with Rick Ross? It's like Money in the Grave or something like that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, where?
Yeah. We did a kick-ass routine to that song, and the producers, like one of the producers, was like a huge Drake fan, and she was like, "Yo, we got to have them on the show."
Right.
So we got like an email like the next week of like, "You guys are gonna be on." So fast forward to like January of 2020, before like the pandemic hit.
Right.
We were getting ready. We had to come up with some crazy routine. Went over there first week in February. We did our performance and it was just trippy, man. Just because like, there's dance groups there from all over the world that do this shit for a living, from like the Philippines. And there were some groups there from Sweden, from Japan. Some people there had translators, like some Italian kids. They were like, didn't speak English.
Right.
And here, like, this is the first time they've ever had Native Americans on that big television program. So we come in full fucking regalia, like bells on, walking through the lobby. Every single dance group like turns their head and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? And then, it was just cool, man. They like were tripping out as much as we were tripping out on them. And then when we like got on, we were supposed to be doing like a little thing. They kept telling us it was in front of like executive producers. They were like, "Yo, you're gonna do a performance in front of these producers." They didn't tell us that J-Lo was gonna be behind those doors. So when we like opened those doors, there she was. We saw J-Lo, shout out Neo, and I forgot the other dude's name, but yeah, it was those three.
Wow, that's what's up.
They like cut out a lot of like our interactions, but we were kind of just educating them and talking about our regalias and different stuff. And it was just like weird, you know what I mean? Because you're having a conversation with like fucking Selena, the homegirl that played Selena.
Right.
About like my native regalia. It was a trip, man.
Man, shit had to be dope, too. Right,
Neo had a badass like bust down, like beautiful bling, man. It was crazy. And then we did our thing. We killed it. Nothing went wrong. Everything went great on our performance side. But when it came to them, like judging us, it made sense what they were saying. They said, we love what you guys are offering.
Right.
We just don't know how to compare you guys to like these hip hop groups, and we don't know how to compare you guys to these salsa groups, and we don't really know where to like categorize you guys.
Right.
So they were like, basically, we respectfully say no.
Right.
But I get it, just because, you know what I mean? I feel like one of the dudes was like a white dude, a Mexican girl, and an African American guy judging like Native American music. They would or Native American dance. They have no clue what to, so they wouldn't be able to be like, yo, your footwork was off, or
right. They don't know what to look for. Right.
So I totally understand. So it was cool just to be there.
Right. That experience. Right. I'm sure just to get that experience, man, just was great. And then, man, talk about with Will Smith, man. Like that's crazy too, right there.
Oh, yeah, that was a trip. Well, we got hit up by like I don't really know how Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas just like randomly like gets these shit and he just plugs us. So I just woke up to a text message from him saying like, "Hey, I got you this gig with Caesar Milan, that dude that that dude that does the dog whispering. He has that television show.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I know.
So it was his house.
Wow, that's what's up.
We went over to his house and he was like doing a business venture with Will Smith's company. So he hired us to do like an opening performance. And then Will Smith was, I guess they were doing a meeting. So we went there, performed for like 3 minutes. And then afterwards, Will just was like, "Hey, what's up?" Shook his hand, said he liked the dancing. And then we like just talked to him for like maybe a minute, and then he was off, and then they had to go to their business meeting, and they were like, "Yo," they gave us our check, and we're like, "All right, you guys can go now."
right. Just give my check. But like, that's just so crazy, man. Like you really like you say organically, man, you never know where it can take you. Like you said, like just the opportunity to meet Neo, to meet J-Lo who plays Selena, to shake Will Smith's hand, talk to him, man. Like these are all amazing experiences, man. Like for real, man. Like
yeah, they're all cool. I like because like when the cameras are rolling and all that, they're like totally like different people. They're like on, you know what I mean? They like put on a front, but off camera, nicest people ever. Right. Super chill.
Right.
They definitely were like genuinely asking like, about our regalias and it was cool. I was tripping out because J-Lo said she's never seen that before. Like ever. And I was like, girl, you like 50. How you've never seen like Native Americans before?
Right. But like you said, like you got people in Australia who don't know nothing about natives. And then like you got a lot of people like still here in America who don't really know about natives. Like I've been blessed enough that like I said, my kids are, they Zuni, you know what I mean? Like, so I've been blessed enough to experience that, right? Experience some of y'all culture, but like it's a lot of people that haven't though. But like I think it's so dope though, man. Like I say, like what you doing, man, like man, I love it, bro. You know what I mean? Like
I wish we could have made it farther. Dude, we had because the first song we danced to was like a Native American song. And if we made it to the next round, we had because we didn't want to just straight be indigenous dancing. So we blended a trap hip hop song with the native. Like it was going to be powwow, and then it was going to flip to like a trap song. And we had like a dope ass routine, kind of like what we did for Drake's Money in the Grave.
Right.
But we didn't make it to the next round, so we couldn't like show that routine. But dude, oh God, it was going to be so fire. I had a front flip plan, but.
Right. Yeah, and then man, like, you was just talking about like the future, man, and like, kind of where you see yourself, man. My next question, man, and like, last question was gonna be like, because you got the clothes, you got the business, you got the filming and producing. Do you see yourself like continuing to do the dancing yourself, or in the future, or do you see you hiring other people to kind of work for you? You know what I mean? Like the more you expand.
Yeah, definitely. I like want to keep dancing as long as my body like can like help me do it. But eventually I'm just going to be hiring people to do these things for me. I'm just going to be like subcontracting them, and I'll be able to kind of just like sit at home. But when like, eventually long term down the road, I want to be able to kind of like send people all over the globe, different parts. I kind of did that like last year where I was in Australia. I sent a homie to Toronto, and I had my other homies taking care of stuff in Sedona all at the same time. So that's kind of like where I want to do long term, where I would just be sending my homies different places and be able to kind of get that bag, and I'll be able to kind of like be like a manager, where I'll be able to get like a little bit off the top, and then they would get paid, and their flights are paid for, and they just got like a dope experience. So yeah, long term, that's where the goal is, to be able to get that.
That's real. And then, man, like we heard about the business and everything else, man. What are some goals maybe like, in your personal life, or like some things we can expect, or,
I definitely want to be able to, kind of like be able to help my tribe out more. I want to be able to go back and like give some kids some scholarships to be able to help them.
That's real.
Be able to provide opportunities for different, you know, youth and all that kind of might not be able to get the experience of growing up in the city.
Right.
Like being able to kind of help them out, be able to let their voices be heard. So I want to be able to do some more community outreach stuff and be able to kind of help them out, and eventually kind of, you know, hopefully I can get my grandma some water and different like stuff, because she doesn't have like running water and they don't have like a lot of, you know, just basic needs and necessities that we have here in the city.
Right.
They live out there and like kind of it's like third world country vibe. So I want to be able to go back and be able to help them out and use my resources to be able to give them a better situation than what they were given.
That's real. And man, like, you know, with your passion, with your drive, and man, everything you're doing, man, like, it's all gonna happen. You know, being able to give back to them kids, being able to give your grandmother that water. Like, I see your future, you know what I mean, being nothing but, you know, success. And I wish you nothing but the best, man. And once again, Kenneth, man, I'm just so thankful, bro, that you decided to take the time to, you know, come to Resiliency Camp podcast, man. I truly appreciate it, man. And it was just such a pleasure to have you on here tonight, man, Kenneth. And man, I truly appreciate you, bro.
I apologize for the first time too. I was on Indian time.
Hey, hey, I think Indian time worse than black time.
Yeah, I was so late. I was tardy. So I'm glad we got to do this.
Man,
got to knock it out. It was beautiful.
Man, that's real. And I appreciate you, Kenneth, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Have a good night, everybody.